the captain of the team. Danny Barrett is a local hero and an international legend. Let's see what he got up to earlier this week. He is going absolutely wild, cheering up all the fans. And this is my favorite part. Danny Barrett, a machine on the field, and apparently a musician off it. Well, he is there. The hair is ready to go. The fierce machine leads out his side. He's an angry player on the field, and Madison Hughes, you're alongside, and you played with Danny Barrett. Lucky you were on his team and not against him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as someone who has been the sweeper in the past, every time Danny breaks the line, he seems to go, where on the field is the sweeper and how quickly can I run into him and over him? So I'm so thankful, and it's incredible being Danny's teammate. He always puts you on the front foot, always brings the physicality that the team can build on, and his wrestling alter ego is Dr. Dano, and I think he brought him out for that guitar smash. That was, textbook Dr. Dano. He loves that sort of stuff, and he's such a great guy, and he presents this hard, mean persona on the field, but he's a sweetheart at heart. Yeah, he really is. His wife is his biggest role model, he says, and she's 6 months pregnant with their first child, so our thoughts with them. Very exciting times for the Barrett family. But former international women's sevens player Megan Barrett now, so a really high IQ rugby family, I'd say. So that kid's got some some learning to do. And this will be our first look at the team, coached by Tui Osborne and Ethan Punier. Meanwhile, the Loonies are up against in white. They lost to the headliners 35 points to 19. Showed some promise early in that game with Chris Matina and Shane Moore, but they'll need to step it up a notch going against Barrett's side. Absolutely. It's going to be interesting. The Loonies have obviously had some time to play together, had some time to work out the kinks, but they're maybe slightly more tired than the team who are coming in fresh. So that's a bit of a balance there, and it'll be interesting to see which team benefits either from playing the first game or from having a rest through that first series. Steve Tomasin in picture. San Diego Old Aztecs play with the on-back side as well. HSBC World Rugby Sevens Dream Team 2018-2019. We mentioned it so many times so far. Teammates, and now they're going head-to-head, these two Eagles. Here come the sides now in the 2021 Premier Sevens Inaugural Championship. It's AutoZone Park in Memphis, Tennessee is our venue. Fans in the stands, loving live rugby again. And a great occasion for these professionals. And Danny and Steve are roommates on tour, so not only teammates, they're roommates, and so they know each other very well. And yeah, like all these matchups, it's very interesting to see. We had Martin Yosefo and Leuta going head-to-head earlier, but yeah, the Loonies, Steve Tomasin, Chris Matina, guys with experience playing on the international stage. So there's a lot of players here. Deborah Ferris, a halfback, was pulling the strings for them. So I think it's going to be interesting to see who steps up, and then on the team side, Danny Barrett, John Ryberg, they're those physical guys who are going to bring that presence, but also look out for Jerome Nale, made his debut recently on the International Sevens circuit, and then Harley Wheeler, a guy who's played on the International Series, had some time away now, and will be looking to make his mark. So all in readiness now. You heard Madison Hughes, Olympian, former US Sevens captain, just taking a short break right now. I'm Dallin Stanford. Y'all ready? And we're ready to go for match number 5. Y'all good? In the one-day tournament. Referee says we're underway. Deborah Ferris, the playmaker and halfback, in white for the Loonies. Kick to the far left, out on the full. Yeah, it's a poor kick, and it's really deflating for your whole team when the kicker does that right to start the match. You're so excited, you're ready to go, and then suddenly it's, now we've got to adjust and get back on track. So never a good start to a match, and we'll see if the team can capitalize. Christian Rodriguez, a star in Major League Rugby for the champion Los Angeles Guiltinis. Goes the short ball, great bit of speed here, Aaron Martin straight away into the fray, flicks it back in, Rodriguez! Turn up the music. It's the opening score in just a few seconds for the team. He started it, he finished it, Rodriguez pulling the strings, and he picked a really good line there for Aaron Martin. And it's interesting, some of the teams have chosen to not have particular strike plays. The team have chosen to set up a penalty strike play, and they did a really good job of setting that up. Been really impressed by Christian Rodriguez. I remember first watching him play for the U20s and seeing this little ball carrier who was stepping back and forth, and no one could seem to tackle him one-on-one. So it's been fantastic to see him continue his career, and I'm looking forward to him having a big impact on the team this weekend. And a great story as well. Instead of joining a gang, he joined the Hawaiian Gardens Youth Rugby Club in Los Angeles. And since then, he said it's been such a positive influence in his life.
He's been around the world in the sport. Here's the mullet man in picture, Thomas Isherwood, one of my personal favourite players all round, representing Canada recently. The Vancouver, in fact the Edmonton Sevens was his debut. That possession goes to the Loonies in white with Matina. Little dummy, look to step through David Furberg. Does well. Penalty though to the team. Rodriguez goes quickly, not here to mess around. Lovely ball in midfield, looking to duck under. High tackle though on Aaron Martin. So the mullet man taps and goes to Rodriguez. Oh, full of running and stepping as well. Into a bit of space. The team looking on the outside, diving in the corner. It'll be a score for Harley Wheeler. Touches this down. And a great try for the team.
Simple and well worked from the team. They go through phases and they're doing very well. It's been a really good start to this match, an impressive start to this match. Not doing anything particularly complicated, but just maintaining possession, using their physicality. And then Barrett, Ryberg and Wheeler. Wheeler's an undersized guy who really punches above his weight. He's a physical ball carrier. He runs confrontationally, and he's going to make sure it's hard to bring him down.
Conversion attempt just short, 12-0 the score. You're right, Harley Wheeler. He looks for contact. He's another player as well. He's got great feet and speed as well. He's been out of the game for a little while at Life University. Also played with the Vale Bulldogs. He punches one in the corner for an early lead. 4 to play in the first half. Beautiful conditions here in Memphis, Tennessee. As Thomas Isherwood, the 21-year-old. He makes a mistake off the restart, so Ferris will get it back.
Yeah, and you hate to see that from a momentum perspective. The team have started this game off so well, scored 2 good tries. Now they've got to restart. If they can recover that restart, they're off and away for the races. But yeah, the team away for the races. but here, giving the Loonies a really good launch point, and it will really arrest your momentum. So giving the Loonies a chance, and now they've got to capitalize.
Hurry up. Expect some more puns out of you later, Madison Hughes. Ferris taps and goes. Off the penalty, dummy line from Tomasin. Furberg comes in flying, good ball on the outside. Jared Douglas steps back in. Canadian international, who won the Singapore Sevens in 2017 with Canada. The only ever time they've won a series stop. Matt Drzewicki in midfield. Crossfitter and gymnastic enthusiast has the penalty.
Knees on the ground, no release.
Comes away still. Matina, quick hand, bounces on the ground.
Advantage.
Flick to the experts. Wheeler looking to absorb a couple of tacklers.
Back.
Rodriguez.
No advantage, that was legal. We're going with the scrum.
Yeah, and earlier, Danny Barrett, he tried to come off his wing, fly in and make this tackle. But the Loonies did a really good job of making the pass before he could get there. But that's Danny Barrett trying to use his physicality, his confrontationalness to stop the Loonies from being able to do what they want.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Rodriguez to feed to Isherwood, the mullet man, to midfield. Martin on the outside, tremendous speed. He cuts back in against Aki Raymond. It's a good battle on the wing as well.
Play on, backwards.
Still there. Here comes Raymond now. So impressed with the Rugby Town Sevens earlier. They're invited to the US camp. Aki Raymond, known as the Nigerian Nightmare. From Lahos. Still he comes here. The Loonies. Drzewicki looking to cut back in, but Barrett is there. The boom delivered.
Danny Barrett seeing an opportunity to get that double tackle, and he just bundles him into touch. He's not going to let that pass go off. Oh, we got a bit of blood. That's not unusual for Danny Barrett. We saw that about 10 seconds into our first Olympic match. Danny Barrett was pouring blood, and I mean, he's in so many big physical collisions.
Wait, receiver.
So,
Receiver.
He'll wipe it on, and wipe it off and get on with it.
If he's not bleeding, he's not playing hard enough, says Danny Barrett. Isherwood goes to midfield. Little contact there from James Vaifale. Little switch to Wheeler. Comes up the wing from Rodriguez. 12-0. They lead still. Rodriguez flicks one over the top. Oh, lovely little slide. Not close to home base yet, though, is Danny Barrett. Still needs to run another 70 meters or so. The team. Ball in hand. Little dummy there from Wheeler. Flicks it back in. Folau is there. Sits up though for Ferris. Claims possession. Off they go. Raymond on the outside. Aki Raymond. Oh, the fend as well. Still going. Raymond. A powerhouse is Aki Raymond. And he scored for the Loonies.
Raymond did so well. The Loonies got the turnover, moved it out to him, and you thought he was going to use his speed on the outside, chooses to come in and breaks through tackles. You thought he was going to use that speed to exploit the space, but goes in, feints, uses the fend. He just keeps his feet moving. And that can be so important in rugby. You can't allow your feet to stop moving because it makes it so much easier for someone to tackle you.
Aki Raymond, Atlanta Sevens Tiger Rugby. Played with the Tsunami Barbarians in the Sevens game as well. Steve Tomasin pulls this to the side. 12-5 the score so far, and the Loonies right back in this one.
That's the try the Loonies needed, and now as we get to this last play of the half, we'll see if they can recover the kickoff or if we go into halftime with this score.
Aki Raymond has a podcast coming out soon. He's viral apparently on TikTok as well. Puts up a lot of humorous things, some dark humor he says as well. So maybe don't go there. So here come the experts. Possession with Isherwood. Rodriguez shifting down the line. Oh, lovely little step again from Folau. Got a couple going, and the bump as well. Rodriguez to the mullet man. The mullet man wants to switch. Gets it. Martin, great little play and almost kicked on the bird ahead, but knock on is the call. So that'll bring the halftime whistle. In this entertaining clash, it's the team that lead 12-5 against the Loonies here in Memphis, Tennessee for the PR7s Inaugural Championship.
Finish on me, finish on 3, 1, 2, 3, finish!
Welcome back to Memphis, Tennessee. We're just in the huddle there with the experts, Tui Osborne, the head coach, and Danny Barrett, an absolute machine, Olympian, leading his side there. They lead 12-5 against the Loonies. Still a very tight game.
Finally poised. The team came out very well at the start of the first half. The Loonies worked their way into it, perhaps from that fatigue coming off as they got into the game. And now we're finally poised for a really good second half.
A brilliant day of rugby with 6 men's teams and 4 women's sides in action. All paid professionals to be here. More to come from Premier Rugby Sevens in the Inaugural Championship. Thomas Isherwood, known as the mullet man around the world. His kick, not 10, so a penalty and a chance for the Loonies at the half.
That's exactly what the Loonies would want coming into the second half. The chance to have some possession, work their way into the game, go through some phases, and see if they can get an early score.
Ferris taps. Tries to engage the defense. Flicks one up the back on the ground. Barrett comes in. Danny Barrett. It's not a guitar, but he certainly smashed one of the players. Tomasin taps for the Loonies. Ferris looks to find Martina, who spots a little space to kick through. Gets charged down. So Rodriguez has it. Christian Rodriguez to Barrett. Boom, boom, Barrett. Barrett puts a kick in himself. Danny Barrett looking to chase downfield. It'll be won by Devereaux Ferris. He's hit high though by Aaron Martin. So Ferris tries to instigate an attack inside his half. They got players back on the inside. Martin knocks it back to the mullet man. Still available. Flick downfield. We'll stay with the experts. And we've had the team, in fact. Team of experts, if you will. Rodriguez, lovely little flick to Martin.
Option. Scrum called.
Yeah, just trying to throw some offloads, trying to make something happen. The team it got very fragmented there with the 2 kicks back to back, and that opened up that broken field play. And the Loonies were trying to exploit that. One of the team players, I think it was Aaron Martin, just getting his hand in the way, preventing that offload from coming, and then a loose offload himself a couple of seconds later.
Historic downtown, we're near Beale Street. Seating capacity of 10,000 at the stadium.
Set.
Witnessing some brilliant rugby action with the Loonies in white, who lost to the headliners 35-19. Can they get redemption in this game? Out wide to the try scorer, Aki Raymond. This time he uses his speed. Raymond on the outside. The Nigerian nightmare. Don't open your email. He's away. Aki Raymond has a double in this game to tie things up.
Aki Raymond, what a fantastic try. They just got him the ball with a one-on-one, and he sits him down. The little chop step to sit down his opposite defender, and then showing he has the wheels and the pace as well. He had the power for his first try, the pace for his second, and Aki Raymond really impressing so far in this match.
Aki Raymond, his two little brothers who play D1 football, sporting family. His sister played basketball. He's set to be an uncle soon as well. Aki Raymond, 2 tries. And let's go pitch side to get a report from Brianna Kemp.
Ryberg and Warner both go in. Of course, this does mean that this is the first time that you will see the Bash brothers both on the field at once to see what kind of impact they can make.
Thanks very much, Bree. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about the opposition players, though. It comes down to the team. Rodriguez now to Colson Warner. A little space straight away. Impact off the bench. Half gap for him. Plays his playmaker. Back here they go, James via Folau. Hard pass to Martin.
My bad.
And the momentum really shifting here. The Loonies
11
getting
off.
some game time, getting some possession, forcing the mistakes out of the team, and that's the opposite of what we saw in the first half. And now with a tie game, the team are going to need to reverse that, or the Loonies were going to continue to put pressure on them and potentially get this next score and start to pull away.
That's the great things about Sevens rugby. Doesn't matter what team you have on paper. 2 shows up. Fresh legs on the field also for the Loonies. Rod Waters. Some of the players losing a few jersey numbers.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So 12 all, under 3 to play. Ferris has it for the Loonies with Matina to Aki Raymond. The real danger is Moore on the outside. Shane Moore got tremendous speed and a lovely little stutter step as well. Warner has him wrapped up. Finally Barrett comes in as well too, trying to force a turnover. It won't come though. Moore taps quickly to Tomasin, who lets it go wide. Looking to cut back in, Jared Douglas.
Ball!
That's a strong bit of defense from the team. Explain that, Matty.
The team did really well. So what happened was one of the team players, I believe John Ryberg, held the Looney player up. One of the Loonies players then came and latched on, trying to support his teammate. And once there are 2 players from the attacking team, 1 team from the defensive team, that is a maul. So if that goes to ground, it's a turnover ball, and the defending players would not have to release. So Ryberg actually does release, but the ball's still not deemed playable. So because it's a maul, that's now the team ball.
Bind.
Big play there from Johnny Ryberg. Mr. Muscles. He's on Venice Beach, strutting his stuff in a Gold's Gym as well. Nale, Jerome Nale, known as the thief in the night. Nale not getting free on this occasion. Shane Moore bottles him up. Rodriguez goes around the fringes. Oh, an error came in for the team.
Really clever play there from Shane Moore. He saw that the third team player was slightly slow in support, and so the second team player who was latching over the ball, he'd kind of got comfortable. He was happy in his position. So just giving them that little bump just as the scrum half was coming in to play the ball meant that the rucking player did dislodge the ball out of the scrum half's hand. That forced the error, and now the Loonies are back on the attack.
Loonies, 2 tries through Aki Raymond, who's now in midfield. Can they make an impressive statement here in their second match? This is only the team's first encounter. Rodriguez forcing the turnover and the knock-on.
Stop!
Rodriguez just getting his hands in between Ferris's hands. Oh, a little bit of temper's a little bit high here.
I don't need it. Go back. No more, please. Thank you. Mark's here.
Temper's a little bit high, and no one likes when there's a mistake. I think one of those scrum players, you think it's your possession, something nice is going to happen in the backs behind you, and the backs make a mistake, that never makes you happy. So Rodriguez with a really clever play just to rip it out of Ferris's hands.
Well, the subplot there, Giltinis and Gabronis in Major League Rugby going head-to-head. That's Waters and Ryberg. And so going in midfield, don't forget in pool play, matches can end in a tie, just not in the knockout rounds, and of course for silverware as well. Rodriguez, a bit of space here, little dummy switch from Rodriguez, low ball. The penalty advantage was coming.
From Orange.
Yeah, it looked like a 3-on-2 there. Wheeler might have been better off holding the width and allowing Rodriguez to attack straight. But the advantage helps, and now the team with another chance, and we'll see if they see what they decide here. They could choose to go for a line out deep in Looney territory. Could choose to tap and use the tap penalty play that they used earlier, or a scrum. So different options.
Left play.
And we'll see what they go for.
Last play in the game. Will it end in a first tie in the pool stages? Christian Rodriguez, the little dancer, goes to Johnny Ryberg. Ryberg, man who can bench press houses, still going. Warner in there to help him out to Rodriguez. Nale, Jerome Nale, half gap. Has he gone too far?
Backwards.
Just knocked backwards. Still there for the team at 12 each. Warner. Oh, Raymond came flying up to shut things down. Gets his hand in as well. Gives away a penalty. Tapping and going through Conroy Smith. The team is one player down. They may not need that player. Just trying to get a flick past there was Skylar Mitchell. Rodriguez, open space for Rodriguez. Lovely little step. Flicks it away to Smith. Smith going for the line. It's a famous score for the team. And they get the victory as well in their very first ever match at the Premier Rugby Sevens.
The team started strongly, finished strongly, and that was the story of this match for them. Just working through phases, nothing complicated, saying you're going to have a hard time bringing our ball carriers down. And Conroy Smith, he's known for his speed, a real track and field star previously, but it was his power that time, driving him through tackles, keeping his legs pumping, and the Loonies defenders just slipped off.
And that will hand a second defeat to the Loonies, and final score then in this clash is 19 points to 12. The team victorious against the Loonies here in Memphis, Tennessee. Time for another short break, but plenty more action following here at the Premier Rugby Sevens.